Honorable John Mututho, and I want to welcome the formation of this new party. But as we challenge the formation or inauguration of IEBC or whatever they are doing at IEBC, let me tell you, the problem may not even be with IEBC. It's with party anarchy. I have been a victim over 5 times of party anarchy. I saw NAC, LDP, mess. They just decide this is the most suitable candidate and that's it. Now, I hear people are going again lining up so that you know who will run as MCA, who will be a senator, who will be a governor. At what point do you involve the public? If you Tulule are democratic, we don't require a new party. What we need is you market your candidature. You say who you are, what you will present, what good will you do to mankind, what makes you different from the others who have been there. But substituting UDA with ODM, then with the NAC, Mara with what doesn't add up. Just come out and declare your CV. Say, how will you help us in Kenya to be somewhere where we are supposed to be respected? So to me, when you see people forming up parties, and they have already said who is going to be their president, who is going to be their governor, who is going to be their MP, who is going to be the MCA, they're just fooling the public. Let's first of all conduct a poll in each region who are the most popular candidates. Then, at that point, then they can come up and team up those old parties, including the NAC, the defunct NAC Kenya, can present even a presidential candidate. I don't see a problem with that. Party anarchy must end in Kenya before even talk of IEBC. I saw a very, very bad thing with the Jubilee last time when we were at Kisulisuli grounds. They come and pushed a very weak candidate and they didn't want to be told. Then they come, while at the podium there, they come and tell all of us to withdraw our candidature in favor of that particular candidate. Even common decency would have determined that you make it at least some hours before or at least days before so that we can prepare our supporters and the rest of it. I also saw it, and I don't believe it was IEBC, but IEBC may have allowed it, but these political parties that allowed ballot boxes to be full by 8 o'clock for Senate, I'm very specific, Kiamunyi, the whole of Rungai, Kirisoi, by 8 o'clock the ballot boxes were full. All the others were empty. Who is this guy bigger than God? Who is this mighty person who conducted ghostly the senatorial elections in Nakuru? Kenya needs to progress. We need to make progress. But we cannot make progress if we continue working on ghostly people who come on and decide on such a sensitive issue like who is going to represent the people, and they themselves don't even vote. In terms of what's going on now, Kenya is listed among those countries which are food insecure. I guess we are around number 100, those countries that are food insecure. No one can explain in technical terms, as a trained agriculturist and a consultant, no one can explain in technical terms why a country endowed with 6 ecological zones falls into this category of food insecure people. Let me tell you that the Turkana County in entirety, if addressed by sobriety, by somebody clean and sober, Turkana County can produce as much food as Egypt, the whole of Egypt. And you remember, Egypt is a major wheat producer in Africa. So this idea that we are food insecure is a problem of our own making. We are having people there who don't know what to say, what to do, who don't know what is agriculture, who don't have a clue on what to do, except mixing, selling soil, ordinary soil as fertilizer. That way we will never be secure. The government of the day, whether UDA, KANU, or whoever it is, at least must be disciplined enough to have technical people who come in some of those ministries capable of delivering things that are backed by science. There is no reason at all why we should have in this Kenya today. People should know, and let it be said loud and clear, that I come from Nakuru. I believe in Nakuru. But I don't understand how we came to overtake Nyandarua in potato production. Those people at Nyandarua, the leadership at Nyandarua, must be ashamed of themselves. Agronomically, Nyandarua is superior to Nakuru. But because of transport issues, poor road network, poor marketing strategies, you find that Nakuru, with a few areas, even with our mismanagement here, we have been able to beat Nyandarua in potato production. On the same breath, Nakuru has now overtaken Kiambu in terms of GDP. And if it was to be ranked as along the continental lines, we would be like number 40 around the continent. That means countries like Gabon, Djibouti, and all these others, all thereabout, will have a lower GDP than what Nakuru can do. So the parties, when you sit there in your high offices and decide that the CEO for Nakuru is going to be your friend because of reasons 1, 2, 3, when you sit there and decide that the CEO for Nyandarua is going to be that person you think is good for your own reasons, you are messing us. You are destroying us. When you come and decide that the CEO in Kiambu is going to be this particular person, allow the Kiambu people, allow Nyandarua people, allow Nakuru people to come and elect people on a popular vote based on what, or their track record, or what they can be able to do. Finally, I told you, 2007, 2008, 2009, I've told you, up to 2025, that we don't have good alcohol in Kenya. We have poison. You are drinking poison. Now let me tell you this. You can take it to the bank. Most of these people are now not taking alcohol. They are taking hard drugs. They take 5-liter jerrycan, put a tab there of hard drug. I don't need to mention it. Do some bit of coloring if it's possible, if it's within town. And then you can call it wine, you can call it vodka, you can call it what you want, whiskey. This is a scandal of mammoth proportion. We can't run a country like this, where somebody sits and just with water, and not even pure water, takes a tab of a dangerous drug, and that now makes what you are calling alcohol. And the poor guy who is supposed to be working in the shambas and other places comes and pays 20 shillings, 30 shillings, because these are hard times. And for those ones who think like they are of a certain class, they add coffee to that stuff so that it can taste better. But they forget, by addition of coffee, then you are dilating the vessels even further to make sure that that narcotic goes to your bloodstream faster than you ever imagined. This is a scandal. President Ruto, don't allow this. We have tolerated bad alcohol production based on ethanol. Now, we don't know what to say. That such a thing is being sold and packed. There's even one idiotic one. They are selling an empty bottle, but with a substance inside. So all you're supposed to go is get tap water, then you fill, shake, and then you drink. What a country. What a mess. God save Kenya. They have not. Because if you look at it, now we are in a budgeting cycle. I want to invite you to check how much is being budgeted to NACADA. It's peanuts. Nothing. Basically nothing. For NACADA even to be felt slightly like during our time, you need about 8 billion shillings. They need personnel, they need vehicles. They don't have vehicles. They have very qualified personnel, but they are so thinly distributed. A place like Nakuru here has not more than 3. How do you have 3 members of staff covering 2.5 million people? It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Whereas you see a police station today has about 150, 200 police officers, a police station. How come you cannot feel the pain of Kenyans and then empower NACADA to have enough manpower And talking about Nakada, except for the top cream, the chairman, of course, and the CEO, the technical team is very good, excellent. They would steer this country to sobriety, given a chance. So the government is simply on slumber. They are not doing enough. Everything is missing. We are also missing 900 million from PGH. Everything is missing in Nakuru. And this is because the people who are elected were not elected by the people. It's people sitting in a boardroom. If you have leaders who really feel for the people and who represent the people, these things cannot happen. I tell you for a fact. But as long as people sit in the boardroom, that's it. Where is she? How can she do enough if she has been absent for 5 months?